Anti-Afro Svengali. It will never cease to amaze me how incredibly ignorant, frankly stupid, subjects can be, especially when they think having a degree, having a job, or they have a position of authority over others places them in a position of invincibility. How can you be in a position of invincibility when you have such poor judgment? Haven't we just learned this lesson? Even though we don't have a conviction or trial, but the damning evidence, absent a conviction, we have at least seen this Diddy Combs kick Cassie, the ex-girlfriend. We've seen him do it. It doesn't matter how much money you have. If you have poor judgment, you're dead in the water. It reminds me of the movie Carlito's Way. And I want to show you a scene. Binary, you're a witness. Check this out.
Carlito, you don't owe Kleinfeld nothing. Shyster tried to set you up. Bury you, Jack.
I want to hear from you by noon tomorrow. You think you're going to sail off into the sunset, asshole? Think again.
Binary, you have evidence. And if you try to escape your responsibility with respect to this evidence, you're going to end up pulling yourself in 50 feet under. You're running your mouth. This is what you set yourself up for. So when it comes to Binary in that statement about sailing off into the sunset, I'm not going to characterize Binary's intent beyond the fact that he just put content out there. But you're not going to sail off into the sunset with that evidence. You have a responsibility. So be on the lookout, Binary. We expect you to be in full compliance. Now, with respect to the state of Georgia and this probation officer and this probationer on community supervision, aka probation, it's a very different situation. They did it with full-blown malicious intent. Their goal was specifically to harass innocent people. They had absolutely no idea. They did not fathom in a million light years that anybody would ever identify them. So they were on autopilot. Let me tell you this much. Neither one of them can even recall all the things that they did or said. They wouldn't even be able to begin to recall what they said and did. That's how reckless they were. But what prompts more fear beyond what is known and what is recalled is what they don't recall. And this drives their denials. When confronted, is this you? The cowards deny who they are. Who the hell denies who you actually are? Who does that? That's crazy. Denying who you are. That isn't going to get you anywhere. Was this goal trying to dissuade us from making our moves offline? That's not going to work. The fear of the unknown was driving these denials. It is not going to achieve the goal. What's behind refusing to own up to who you actually are? It's some cowardly bullshit. But they set up here online willing to attack innocent people, running their mouths about innocent people attacking other people's families, putting other people's family names up here. But when it comes down to someone giving you a name and a photo and asking you whether it's you, you actually lie and say it's not you. It's not like somebody came up and said, "What is your name?" and give us your photo. That's a very different situation. But to actually lie after having been supplied with actual photo and actual name of self, That is the biggest chicken shit move ever. And this applies to both the probation officer and the probationer. God, that's so freaking lame. Lame and cowardly, just like attacking innocent people, just like attacking people who aren't even here. Making up a story so you can attack someone's family that never even happened. It never, ever happened. But you want to find a way to attack someone's family when it has no connection to any situation whatsoever. Out of control, grabbing every single panel, screaming and hollering, and all of a sudden that stopped. Going live Friday every single week. Why are you not doing that now? It's not going to matter. You did it before. It can't be undone. You did what you did, and you're up here ridiculing people for having what? Needs, who are getting support, and you're accusing them of being what? Harming children. You have no evidence, and you're using your platform to allow other people to do the same thing. And you think that's cool? You think you have nothing that you have to answer to? And you're doing it in concert with someone on probation? Yeah, you think you're sailing off into some freaking sunset? Yeah, and I sure like to hear what your excuse is about calling me all kinds of bitches. I never even mentioned your freaking name and didn't even know who the hell you were. I used to confuse this dude with TMK because when Rev G would mention like the name and he would tell me something, I would make a comment and he would say, no, that's TMK. I didn't even know who the hell this dude was. I didn't even know who he was until he started doing live streams. Remember Gerald and other people would say, hey, he's over in Dempsey's chat. I went to Dempsey's chat maybe, 2 times? And that was because I was requested to get info for recon. I wasn't there for very long. How am I looking for? There's other people there. Why would I know out of all the people there, I would be looking and see this avatar? And then when he started doing live streams, I remember Gerald had mentioned, guess he's doing live streams now. And he gave that name. And he made a comment. Then I made a comment. Oh, yeah, are you talking? And I made a comment about, I think, a video. Like so-and-so had did these videos, Timmy King. He says, no, you keep saying TMK. That is not him. He keeps correcting me because I kept saying TMK, so I didn't even know you. So when I went to those live streams, it's the first time I had ever even encountered this dude. That's it. I didn't go to these spaces. I've never been to TCTV's chat. See, I am not the kind of person that is going to go and run after subjects who are making abusive comments about me or threatening to kill me and rape me. I stay away. Who are targeting my friends, I don't go and hang out with them. I stay away from them. That is how I get down. They're the ones who come into spaces where I am, whether it's in and around the Umar Johnson sector or other spaces. They are the stalkers, and that is a matter of record. As far as any comments I ever wrote or posted that had his name or any modified version, it's always been in response to comments that he's made. And I don't retract any statements, offensive or not. This is after this dude has constantly referred to me in derogatory terms or my friends and supporters, so I don't take anything back. This subject is not innocent. This is a rogue public servant who did what so many others did. They wanted to get their name on the map, so they decided to go and be reckless and attack me, attack Rev G, AFW, friends and supporters, and thought they were safe because we black folks and nobody was ever going to know. Their name was never going to be discovered. They were safe. But I don't have anything to do with that plan. I didn't set it up. I'm not responsible for reinforcing it. If it fails, I'm not supposed to come up and hoist it to make sure it works. It has nothing to do with me. I'm not a part of it. I have no role. If somebody wants to make a foolish plan work, they're on their own. I'm not part of a plan where somebody wants to try to make me be their fool. You are your own fool. It has nothing to do with me. But then I got these very bizarre clips where this DJ jackass started making up these lies about me trying to control his page or his live streams. How, what the? I was there 3 or 4 times. I was not there for very long each time I went there. It just really didn't appeal to me. And he really needed to make, I guess, some sort of drama happen and try to get it sounding even worse after I left. But it makes no sense. He said I was making comments. Well, don't people make comments in a live stream? That's crazy. Now, let me give you the scenario about how ridiculous this sounds. Granted, everybody has a different mindset when it comes to comments. This is how I view comments that you type in the chat. I type a comment in the chat for the host primarily, or if I'm addressing somebody in the chat, is for someone in the chat. I really don't think about anyone else. Now, if there's someone that I rock with that sees it and they respond to it, cool. I'm not typing comments in a chat for enemies, for those I don't even deal with, who are blocked. We do know that they use all these different screen names and try everything they can to communicate with you when you're not even paying attention to them. So the comment is for the host. Whether the host decides to post the comment on the screen makes no difference to me. Now, this whole setup goes back years when I would hear people in different chats, and I'm talking about across the board in different areas where I'm a moderator. It would come in various forms. People would ask questions like, are you going to change the message on the screen? Like the host would be talking. Are you going to put my comment up? Or they would say different things. So the host would have different responses like, oh, I'm sorry. Oh, I'll get to the comments. So I made a point, like over the years, to tell the different hosts, if that's a concern about me, I want to let you know I'm one less person you have to worry about, because whether or not you put my comment on the screen doesn't make any difference. Makes no difference whatsoever. Here's the thing. I never left him any type of DM-ish comment, like any personal type of interacting comment. I never tried to email him either. Obviously, he linked up with Mona. I never linked up with him, never even considered doing so. So what's the control? Never hit the link, never considered hitting the link, nothing. There could be no way he could rationally conclude I'm trying to get with him or start anything with him or have any role whatsoever in his live stream. It's just completely ridiculous. It was really sanitized. I don't know him. I was in his chat 3 or 4 times. There's nothing at all. It's very uneventful, very ho-hum, pretty much dull, drab type of interaction. Is very obvious, trying to generate some sort of scenario to make it appear there is some dust up, there is some drama, a fake beef. It goes along with the scenario that there's some bullshit that he has to start about us. And he comes up with the bitches and all this. He is the one that started with us. and jumped on this bandwagon attacking Gerald. I mean, what kind of probation officer is going to carry on the way that he does? So he's the one that has some freaking explaining to do. And when he's confronted with his bullshit, he doubles down. So that's a problem. When he was confronted with his bullshit, he became cantankerous. Not, oh, I shouldn't be doing that. Right. People in the chat shouldn't be doing that. He allowed people on a platform that he controlled to engage in the same shit that he was doing. So you're the one that's got shit to explain. And I'm just scratching the surface. I mean, I made it very clear to any and everybody out there, you're the one that whoever it applies to, who started with us, you cannot say anything. All this crap about surviving, this bullshit. You all are the ones that started out with the slander, with the threats, with the harassment. You started it. You're the ones that have explaining to do. You have no claims, not a single actionable claim against any of us. You're the ones who engaged in criminal behavior and thought, since you dealing with black folks, that you were going to get away with it. They're so desperate to feel powerful that you didn't even think about the possibility that you would be found. Now, the fact that someone just made it easy for us still puts you in the category as a dummy, because we were going to hire an attorney to go to YouTube anyway. We were going to find you. You weren't going to be hidden from us. But whoever decided to come up and give us this gift just came up and gave us this gift. You were stupid either way it goes. You were the ones that perpetrated criminal acts in concert with your criminal co-conspirators. And you think you can try to use this we black folks, this non-existent code, this we're going to keep it on YouTube bullshit. You can't tell us what we're going to do or how we're going to handle your criminal behavior towards us. You have no power. You have no authority. You cannot dictate how we're going to move in response to your criminal behavior that you perpetrated against us. Don't worry about our timeline. We don't have to tell you anything about our timeline and how we're going to move about anything. We don't answer to you. We don't owe you explanations about a damn thing. You can get up here and cry and whine as much as you want, as loud as you want. We don't have to give you any answers to anything. Remember, we black folks. We're not supposed to be answering to each other. It's not for the white man to deal with. Right? We're treating you like you treated us. You have no respect for us. We have no respect for you. We ain't telling you shit. You'll find out in due time. Listen, folks, you know I got so much more coming your way. In the meantime, you know the drill. Buyer beware.